things here, so I don't know if you're interested in that or not, but we're going to have some fun with that.
For me.
Okay. So basically what chiropractic is about is allowing the body to take care of itself. That's all I do. I find what's interfering with the body's ability to do that, and I help the body do its job. That's what I do. There are 33 principles in our philosophy of chiropractic. The first 30 are all about how the universe works and how things work in creation. And they're not chiropractic principles, the first 30. They're universal principles. They're, how does biology work? How does physics work? How does chemistry work? Why does gravity work? All of these things. And principle number one is the foundation. It's called the prime, or the principle, or the primary principle. It's the foundation upon everything else. What I appreciate about that is it recognizes that there is universal intelligence that keeps everything going. It gave everything its properties, and it keeps everything going the way it goes. It's not just a creatively going. It's a universal intelligence is part of how everything works in the universe. Gravity, how trees grow, how atoms work together and molecules work together, and photons travel. All that stuff is part of universal intelligence. This one is probably the one that most of us really understand, but never like, because we want it now. Principle number 6 is there is no process that doesn't take time. So we want to feel better, we want it now, we want it to go away, we want it to do it now. We want our food now. We want our kids to behave now. We want taxes to never have to be paid again now. And you just go on. But we all know. We know that we know that we know that there is no process that doesn't take time. Do you agree with that? Again, these are universal principles. I'm just laying a groundwork so we understand where we're coming from. This was said by Harvard Med School. The wisdom of the body is responsible for the hope of patients to recover. Okay, for you to have any hope in the body to recover from anything, it relies on the wisdom and the intelligence of the body. The body has this super wisdom that's always in favor of life, which is, we'll talk about that in just a second. And it's always in favor of life rather than death. And this intelligence, and part of the universal intelligence that's inside us, is called innate intelligence. It will never do anything to harm itself. It will always do things to promote and sustain itself. This is really important. This talks about what I work on.
There's a telegram for you, ma'am, and the message is clear. It says there's something bugging you and buzzing in your ear. The results can be quite itchy, so what is your reply? Tell your office what they're fine. Hey, there's a telegram flying. You got yours, I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody better listen.
The central nervous system is the brain and the spine. The brain controls the system and the spine is the line. Telegrams come in to tell what's happening to you. Then telegrams go out to tell your body what to do.
There's a telegram for you, sir. Better read it on the spot. It says your hand is near a skull that's very, very hot. The results can be quite painful, and there's no time to think. Quick, pull that hand away and get it to the sink. There's a telegram flying. You got yours, and I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody knows the sun.
Your peripheral nerves, they go all out, delivering those messages the senses send out. From your hearing and touch to your sight and taste and smell, they let your brain react to all the messages they tell.
There's a telegram for you, kid, and it's at an awkward time. It says you've gotta go on stage and you've got your lines. You're gonna be embarrassed 'cause this telegram's a rush. Your heart starts heart's beating faster and you blush. Hey, there's a telegraph line, you got yours and I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody has its son.
The autonomic system has a hold of you, controlling automatically some things that you do. Your breathing and your heartbeat just go on naturally. And when you're scared, your nerves rev up the speed.
Hey, there's a telegraph line, you got yours and I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody better listen.
If it had any more verses, I'd probably shut myself by now, because it had us playing miles an hour. But that was Schoolhouse Rock from 1970s, ABC, put a bunch of these videos together to help school-age children understand different things. Conjunction junction, just a bunch of them. A lot of math notes, a lot of math principles. And this one, if a sixth grader or a fifth grader can understand this, and understand that if that's how the body was designed to work, and something goes wrong with those lines, is that good or bad? My job is to make sure they're clear. The other thing is we were talking about innate intelligence, that intelligence in our body that always wants to do good, never does anything to injure ourselves, always looking to maintain life, more life. The only way the body works is to have those messages from the brain to the body along those nerves. And so that's why that's important. Shelley can join us, it won't be very much longer. Then you can have supper with us and I'll take care of you.
Yeah, I just need to be taken care of, and I'm
Okay.
heading to see Kirsten.
Oh, okay. What time do you have to be there?
7.
We shouldn't be that much longer.
Oh.
So this is a little bit more complex diagram of the nervous system. It has no music, so don't worry about that. And again, this is not complete. This is just a diagram of what the whole nervous system does. And then this is more of a schematic. This is one thing I want to point out. When you think of everything that the nervous system has to control, just the nervous system has to control, only about 7% has anything to do with pain or temperature or pressure. Okay? And I know that's typically what most people come into this office for, is I have pain, there's pressure, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of pressure, I can't walk because of all that. But even when you're in that amount of pain, only 7% of the nervous system has anything to do with that. The other 93% have to do with everything else going on in your body, even your blood. Every time those blood cells bump up against the wall of the blood vessel, it gets nervous system input, and the nervous system knows what's going on. Thousands and thousands and thousands of times a second. All that stuff has to be processed. And it only does that through having a clear nervous system. So many of those message channels get messed up. The body cannot work like it was designed. Principle 21, like I said, there's 33. I wanted to cover some of them. The mission of this innate intelligence is to maintain the material of the body, what makes up the body, in some sort of active organization. Okay? Because a corpse in a morgue still has organization. You still see the lungs and the heart and the liver. It's just not active, it's dead. So innate intelligence is to maintain those organs, those systems in place in an active organization. Like the pictures.
I do. You knew I liked this.
So that's the mission. The function of innate intelligence is to take this universal stuff going on, these universal forces, and then adapt those to take universal matter, the stuff we eat, the plant food, and assimilate it into the body, so that all of these parts it has to maintain in an organized, active fashion can function that way. And that's the purpose, and that's the function of innate intelligence. And then, we talked about this before, the forces, innate intelligence never does anything to destroy the structure, the matter in which it works. So this innate intelligence is always going to do something to promote life, again, innate intelligence works on the nervous system. It's those that information, that intelligence is reaching out to the body through the nervous system. And this coordination is the principle of this harmonious action. So it's not just all of these organs working independently, the liver doing what it wants, the kidney doing what it wants, the intestines doing what it wants, the eyebrows growing, one side longer, the other one's not growing as much, all this stuff. It's more of a balance. Innate intelligence not only keeps everything active and alive, but it coordinates it. And this coordination is the ultimate goal of this intelligence. Okay? But this intelligence can be interfered with. When you interfere with these forces, this information, in the terms of chiropractic, it's called the incoordination of dis-ease or imbalance. Okay? So is this all making sense? This is all just following down a course of logic. And then in chiropractic, interference with transmission in the body is always directly or indirectly related to these subluxations that are in the spine. You cool with that? Pretty straightforward, following right down the line. So what is a subluxation? Subluxation is 4 parts. It's a misalignment or a malfunction of the spine, or bone out of place. That's the old thing. Bone out of place really is a good term to use in the technical realm, because if it's out of place, you can put it back in place and it stays there, right? Just like Legos. But it doesn't, because a joint is a dynamic thing. God built it to move. So it's a misalignment or malfunction that bone out of place, or occlusion. And in the spine, there are these vertebrae, bones, and between the vertebrae, the top vertebrae has an arch on the bottom of it, and the bottom vertebrae has a channel on the top of it, and it makes a hole. We call it a foramen. And so it's constantly moving. But if these joints don't move right, swelling, you pitch it down and close it off. There has to be a closing of that foramen for it to be a subluxation. Closing off the hole. And in that closing off the hole, that inflammation puts pressure on these nerves, causing interference in that transmission. So we have innate intelligence trying to control everything in the body. That's its mission, that's its function, that's its goal. And it does it through the nervous system. So that highly movable spine that has to be that way for us to move and do everything we need to do. But since we don't live in a perfect world, we don't live around perfect people, and we haven't made perfect decisions all of our life, well, at least I haven't, the chances of something going wrong are extremely high. In fact, these subluxations happen thousands of times a day. But the body, because it's trying through innate intelligence to make things work, it self-corrects, so it can actually pull these out. What happens, though, what my profession does is those ones that the body can't self-correct, needs an external force to help the body overcome being stuck, so they can self-correct from there. So my job is to be highly trained in detecting, is there a subluxation? Where is it? And how much force in what direction do I need to give your body so that the body can correct the issue? Does that make sense? Okay. A couple of these things we're going to go over just a little bit more in detail. 3 components, there's actually 4 here, but spine joint out of control, putting pressure on the nervous system, altering this information traveling along the nerves. What most people think is, if I've got, if the pain is here, that means the subluxation has to be here. And that's not true, because there's a lot of different types of pressure that can be put on the nervous system. There can be that direct occlusion, putting pressure on that nerve. Okay? But that also can be putting pressure on nerves going elsewhere. There's indirect. The cord and the brain are protected by this sloshy fluid called cerebrospinal fluid. It's produced on the inside of the brain, travels down the cord, it goes outside the cord, goes back up to the brain, and gets absorbed in there. And you've heard of water on the brain or hydrocephalus. That's when that system breaks down and water is still being produced. The CSF is being produced, but it's not being taken care of. When there is a malposition or malfunction, it can actually interrupt that flow and cause buildup of pressure. And that pressure can be anywhere. It can actually be in the brain. with the subluxation down in the back. For a little bit. So subluxation at the level has really nothing to do with what the symptoms are. And so a lot of headaches can be, I don't want to talk about symptoms because I'm not about symptoms, but there are a lot of things in the brain or in the head that the problem is actually in the low back. And there's a lot of problems in the low back that are actually coming from up here. Okay?
The headache I've had most of the day could be probably coming from my back, not being from my low back.
Exactly. And then there's another one, and this is probably a lot to do with it too, is tug and pull. Because the brain is wrapped in three pretty tough coats, the arachnoid motor, the pia motor, and then there's something that's called the Durbar. And it's the back that fluid's in, but it's like Tyvek on a house. And you can't tear it. I mean, it's tough. You can't tear it. And so when it gets pulled, it pulls everywhere. So when something in the low back gets pulled, it tugs, and it can cause things way up here to be pulled on and have pressure. Okay, so you kind of understand how we're working here? And so, why consider chiropractic in the first place? First of all processes in the body work better when your nervous system is able to do its job. And with a clear nervous system, healing can be attained best. Okay with that? Is that a fair conclusion? And this is kind of a chiropractic thing that I like to throw in. This is called the complete diagram. Every system in the body has these 30 steps. It starts with universal intelligence, going to innate intelligence, transferring all the way down to the efferent nerve, how the tissue responds to the back, all the way back up to universal intelligence. I really don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but what I want to focus on is I am not focused on just getting rid of symptoms. There's a lot more going on here than that. If everything I've said is true, which it is, there's something more going on here than just symptoms here. Would you agree with that? And that's what I'm striving for.
The cause makes the symptoms.
The cause can, yes, absolutely. And the symptoms are the body crying out for attention, saying something is wrong, pay attention to me, help me find me the help I need to correct myself.
Wow.
It does. But one of the things we have to be careful of is the intensity of the cry has nothing to do with the intensity of the problem. Because the number one symptom, cry for help of a heart attack, is death. It's just fall over dead. So you've had all these heart symptoms, all these heart issues, and 45 to 60% of first symptoms are death. So you can't always go with symptoms for severity. Doesn't mean it's comfortable. Doesn't mean I don't feel your pain. Because I've got a compression fracture. It gives me fits every day. When I cough or sneeze, I literally almost go to my knees from the pain. Okay? So I do feel your pain. But what we're dealing with here is a bigger concept than just taking care of symptoms. Okay? This is how I feel about life and about my profession. The body was created with the ability to heal itself. If it wasn't, we would have stopped being a species a long time ago. The body controls all of the operations through the nervous system. If message you're interfering, nothing good can happen. Interferences happen daily, constantly, and can accumulate over time. And chiropractic is the only system on the planet that's specifically trained to help the body remove these interferences on an ongoing lifetime basis. Fair enough? Okay. Something I never ever want to do is get into what's called scare care. If you don't do this, you're going to die early. Or if you don't follow my plan, you're never going to recover. I'd rather inspire through this information and understanding how God created you to work. I'd rather inspire my people to do what I say, because I am the expert. Training, experience, this is what I do. So I really don't want to do any kind of scare care. It's 10 till.
That's okay. I'm good.
Okay, sorry, dear.
That's fine. I was actually going to ask you when your next Tic Talk was too.
It's first and third Mondays. First and third Mondays. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, be back Wednesday?
I can call till 6:30.
That's fine, I'll stay. I
Okay.
just need to know.
Okay.
All right.
I was gonna call you on the way in here.
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone.
Sorry about that.
Not a problem. This was interesting.
Thank you.
I hadn't heard this part.
Yeah, I just kind of switched it up today, added a few more slides, so
Okay.
try it out as you guys get it. It is getting a little bit long though. But inspiration is what I really like. You know, I want to encourage and inspire people to do this rather than scare them. And then I'm all about families. You know, if this is true, which it is, the physiology is there, the biology is there, the physics there, chemistry is there, the life science is there. Since it is true, it's for the whole family. It's not just for the person, it's for the family. Okay? And that is why what we do is based on groups, families. And our fee schedule is set up. If what I said is true, which it is, what's the best financial solution to take care of it? Well, if I want to see you on a regular basis to help you with regular subluxations, and I expect to see you for a lifetime, the most logical thing would be one lump sum for lifetime care, right? Well, how long are you going to live? We don't know that, right?
No,
Do
I-
you? No, we don't. But that's the most logical to fit, to make them congruent. So the next thing would be, let's do it for a year at a time. That's good when you have that option, but it's usually not a number most people can write a check for, or use a credit card for. So what we've done is we've gone to a monthly system. It's all inclusive. You can see that for a single, it's not a whole bunch more to have the whole family involved, because I want families here. Okay? I think it's extremely affordable. First month's a little more expensive because most people come in with issues. Subluxations usually need a little bit more time to deal with, principle number 6. And as things start to settle down and the body starts to self-correct, the intensity of the visits go away. And so after that month-to-month paying at the counter is $150 for a single, $200 for a family, or you can choose to, when you go to auto draft, you can save a little bit of money. That's an option. Okay. And then if you do have the resources for the year, it's even less expensive. Okay. Now, because I don't take insurance, because I don't deal with that third-party pay, I'm able to offer this other thing to some people that need it. And this is the box. And the box is not free care. It's not cheap care. It's affordable care. And it's affordable by this one very definition. You decide what you pay. Makes sense? And those 9 rules up there, number 8 trumps everything else. So no life happens, okay? But you have to have rules. It's not free care. Something has to go in the box on a regular basis. You determine your fee. I don't really even care to know what that is between you and God. Makes sense? Fee covers your entire family. So if you're on the box, it automatically covers the entire family. It's not just for one person. You are expected to do a little bit of work for me, tell your friends and family what you should be doing anyway if I'm doing what I do. And then you're expected to be here. So that's all the expert in this. Regardless of what fee structure you see, you're expected to be here when I ask you to be here. And it's not short-term cheap care. This is a thing. Okay. If you do drop off the program without any kind of notice, you just qualify for junior can. But that notice is the caveat. Communicate with me, communicate with me, communicate with me. That's the only way we can break in this office, is broken communication. Tell me what's going on. I'll respond in time, with love, and we go from there. Okay? Fair enough? Any questions on any of that? I don't even like talking about money. The other stuff's so important, but this is just whatever. And then the big question, at what point does not having a properly functioning spine and nervous system ever good? It's not. That's why I'm here. That's what I do.